Mar-Heshvan Rwanda zeker dat had ik gehoord van de neighbor Harol. Dat is een Mar-Heshvan doosje hoyo. It's one on that after the Bolsheviks took over in Russia, they used to make, they were desperate for money and for gold particularly, because they didn't have what to, they'd cut themselves off from the rest of the world. So they didn't have like trade and all that, they had no money. And to keep the whole Medina, they kept looking, and of course the proletariat had to give the money. Where did they get the money from their own citizens? Nothing. So they were questioned, particularly the Yidden. They were, they suspected that the Yidden, they had gold. So every now and then they used to make these sudden searches. They would come in and they would make a search through the house, turn the whole place upside down, and if you got in their way, they would just get rid of you. It was a dangerous business. So the Rav told me that he was there in the house one evening, and the Rebbe Rashab was in his private room, and he was sitting at his desk, and all of a sudden a whole group of these Bolshevik soldiers came running into the house, and they said they're going to make a frisk of the whole house, and everybody has to freeze, and they're going to search the place, because they're sure there must be gold here. So, the Frisic Rebbe said to them, look, there's no gold here. They said, no, that's what you say. So they started searching the house. So they come into the Rebbe Rashab's room, and the Rebbe Rashab didn't pay, what do we do now? They came into the Rebbe Rashab's room, and he didn't pay any attention to it. Now, sitting on the Rebbe Rashab's desk was some cigarettes. And what were these cigarettes? It was getting close to Pesach, and the Rebbe Rashab used to like a cigarette. Oddly enough, he used to smoke a cigarette. He didn't smoke the whole time, but from time to time he would smoke a cigarette. And so he was very worried about the cigarettes in Pesach, because maybe that sticky thing that they used to stick to the cigarettes on, maybe it had, maybe it was stick. So he used to make his own cigarettes for Pesach. And weeks before Pesach came in, he used to have a bit of tobacco whenever he had a spare moment. The Rosh Hashanah, he would look through the tobacco, he would search the tobacco, and then he had this special paper that had no glue on it, and he would roll the cigarette, and he would wet it with his finger, and it would stick. The type of paper was such that it would stick. So he had several of these cigarettes on his desk, the Rebbe Rashab. So these soldiers come into the room, and they start looking around. All of a sudden, one of these soldiers sees these cigarettes on the Rebbe's table, and he runs up and he picks up one of these cigarettes, and he puts it in his mouth, and he lights it with a match, and he blows smoke in the Rebbe's direction. The smoke came over, So the Rebbe Rashab didn't move. The Rebbe Rashab didn't show any sign of his violence whatsoever. He just continued doing what he was doing. So then all of a sudden the Mefaked, the officer of this group, he shouts out that there's no gold here. We have to go out into the backyard. It's very likely that they've got it hidden out there in the backyard. So he shouts to them in Russian, everybody out into the Chatzer, So these guys go over the big sets, they go into the Chatzer, and this guy's carrying the cigarette. They walk out into the Chatzer, and there was a barrel there. So the Mefaked shouts in Russian, he says, open the barrel. They put it in the barrel, they got gold. So most of the barrel had some sort of water, and I don't know what it had. And so this guy, he's got the cigarette in his hand, he takes his Bix, his rifle, and he gives a thwack to the barrel with the rifle. But he forgot that he didn't have the safety catch on. You understand? And the thing went off and shot him through the head on the moment, and he just was that was it. It was gone. And so he was the one who blew him to the river subspace. So they all sort of start to feel that something's a bit spooky around here. Something doesn't quite get together. He shouts, "Listen, we've got to get this guy buried. We have to get out of here quick." You know? So the Mufaked shouted to them, and they all got out like a lot of rabbits. They all ran out of the house. And he was mitchatzef to the Rebbe. In a few minutes he was gone. Yeah. So that's what we get from the road. But from that we see that it's like we learned tonight in the Maimah, tzaddikim doimim lebeiram, and just like the Rebbe is in charge of everything, the Rebbe is in charge of everything. Emes the Rebbe is in charge of everything. And one way or another, everything has to work out. By Emes the Rebbe, everything has to work out. Everything has to fit according to the right pattern. And that's a Rebbe. The Rebbe's promised us Mashiach is coming. Forget it. It's going to be, and it has to be, and that's the whole thing. Mashiach. That's again saying, take it from me out. Amen. To a certain extent, in a way, you could say the Rebbe didn't really need us. You know, he could have, but the Kavanah Elyona is that it all has to go through it has to go through the Neshamas Yisrael. It has to go through the Nevroim, and it has to come in an even that the world be ready the Kabbalah's B'nai Mashiach. And the Kiddush HaShluchim in Toshin Nun Beis, the Rebbe said that the whole Avodat HaShluchim is Kabbalah's B'nai Mashiach. To make the world, all your Kehilas and all your people, to make them ready to receive your Mashiach. And so the Rebbe said, what does that mean? That you take Mashiach into your life. You take him into your life, you learn about Mashiach, you think about Mashiach. And I was there in Toshim Mem Hey, and the Rebbe said, the world says about me that I'm crazy about the Mashiach. Yeah, that's the Rebbe said in Yiddish, Mizot of me as ich bin crazy wegen Mashiach. He never used the word crazy. Yeah, Toshim, but it was Yud-based, Thomas Toshim Mem Hey. Yeah, and so the Rebbe said, you've got to be crazy about Mashiach. You got to live with Mashiach, and everything has to be Kabbalah's B'nai Mashiach. Okay. And that started off with the Rebbe Rashab. That started off with Chayalei Beis Doeg. But the Chevra in those Chevra that they were the first Talmidim in. I once heard from Rav Nachum, the Goldsmith, that he told me that he heard from one of the big Chassidim who heard from Ravitcher the Masman. Ravitcher the Masman was in the town of Tomchei. He used to come there in Farbrengen. That he used to say that the whole Indian of Tomchei was Mashiach. The whole Indian of Tomchei was the big Mashiach.